Hey guys, I'm back. My husband and my son get back from the store, and my dog doesn't seem to understand that there's other people that exist in the universe, in the world, on our block. And anytime he senses those beings, he barks. So it's a lot of barking, a lot of headaches, a lot of shoes being thrown across the room at a Shih Tzu. Yes, anyway, I am so sorry. Like I said, I stalked that career jobs website until I saw the flight attendant, all languages, because I am only barely fluent in English. So I needed to have that English language based a position open, and I applied. And amazing enough, the first two times were different. I will apply, and then like a few months later, then I would receive something like take the video, the next step or whatever. This time was so much different. It was crazy. Not only was the application process different, the questions were different. It asked different things. It seemed to have been focused more on possibly customer service, leisure, and law enforcement experience. Which I have touched on, by the way. So I was able to answer yes to a lot of things and move through the process pretty quickly. And within a matter of a couple of weeks, I received an email to take the digital, which I did the very same nights. I put on my nice little shirt, my nice little jacket, and my pajama pants. Yeah, I had my pajama pants on. I'm like, they can't see. And I almost stood up too. Yeah. And it's crazy because I had in the background, my son has this light. I took it to my son's room. He has the best lighting. Um, my son had this little Yoda thing from his birthday topper. And I'm looking in there answering a question. I'm looking like Yoda is in the background. And he's been in the background for two. And I was on question number 3. I'm like, okay, so I hope Yoda is airline friendly because he is about to be broadcast, y'all. Broadcast. There's nothing I can do about that. I can't change it, move on, keep it rolling. But a week later, I received an invite. Well, I received a phone voicemail, I think, to just letting me know that they were trying to reach me because they wanted me to do a phone interview. And I called her back, and she wanted to schedule a time, which was the next day, to do a phone interview. And it's crazy how somebody call you and say, "Yeah, hey, I want to schedule a time to talk to you later." I'm okay, I'm with that. You can't talk right now, but all right, we can talk later. Cool. So I scheduled the following morning to talk to the same person later. That's all right. And with that, I can take whatever you have to throw me because you're worth it. Anyway, so I did that, and the phone interview went very well. It seemed to me to go long, and I have to say that be your own personable self. I tend to go on and on about certain things. Y'all may not pick that up, but I'm just saying. I tend to go on and on about certain things. And I would say, actually, it worked out in my favor, but you may want to be to the point with certain answers to questions. Because I have to admit, while I was talking, I kind of forgot the question. And I'm like, okay, and I kept talking to try to remember what the question was about. And I'm like, I'm just going to keep talking about what I'm talking about because it seemed to be what you asked me, but I kind of forgot anyway, and you haven't interrupted me and you haven't asked any follow-up question or any questions to put me on track. So obviously I'm saying the right thing, so I don't want to say anything else to let you know I don't know what the hell you asked, lady. But so you probably want to keep it short or write it down. They can't see you anyway. Just as long as you're talking and you sound like you're motivated. You sound like you're interested in a conversation. Maybe write the question down because I myself, I don't know what stars were aligned, but Zeus was definitely watching me, and he was definitely shining his little whatever that pitchfork is that a Zeus has. He was definitely aiming it in my direction because it worked out. She asked me questions that led up to the final question, something to the effect of, would I be available to start within a time frame? And that's always an opening that they kind of like what they've heard thus far. And so you definitely want to answer yes to yes to yes to the yes to the yes, which I did. And while I was on she verified my email, and we hadn't even completed the conversation. And I'm like, blink, I hear my email saying that I got an email, and it was an email for the face-to-face. And I was just completing the phone interview. That's how fast it went. And so I had a few options for the face-to-face interview. And so, of course, I wanted to choose the day I was off, because you never know, you never want to tell your employer that you're seeking other options, because if those options don't work out, now your employer knows that you're possibly not happy. Even though flight attendant, no matter what you're doing, flight attendant is an upgrade. I don't care what they say. Don't try to throw no hate, but flight attendant is an upgrade. So it doesn't matter though. Your current employer don't see that. He sees the fact that you're employed at that particular job, and you now have interview somewhere else. So I definitely wanted to make sure that the interview days were for a day that I was off, which lucky for me, they had options that they presented to me that they had a day for a day that I was off, and they flew me to Atlanta. I interviewed, and interesting enough that it went very well. It was funny because there was a girl on my flight. I guess she was running late, and when she got there, I guess it was right before the doors were closing, and she was rushing in, and that's what got my attention. And then I was sitting in like a seat F to the right, and she got in seat A to the left, and she had to have the two people that were sitting there. She was at a window seat. They had to stand up to let her put her bag away, and then she sat down. And during the flight, when the flight finally got in the air, I heard her talking and telling them that she was going for a flight attendant interview. I was like, really, girl? Because you ran late for this flight. You barely made it. And I can't, and you kind of like, you got one of those days like things didn't quite go your way, but luck be have it that you made that flight, girl. You made it. And she was saying that she was saying about the process similar to mine, and that she was excited, and it's the first time she applied, and she was in college, and this would be her first job. Don't you hate those? You love them, but you hate them though. That their first job, you can have so many damn jobs, and this is a job that you really want. And she's a first time off the freaking runway, and she landed a job that you've been trying to get for years. And she in college, and her job is a first job that you didn't apply for 1,000 years of her lifetime. So I love you, boo. Whoever you are, I love you. Anyway, it's funny because that's how I noticed her. And I kind of lost track of her. Kind of on purpose, but I'm so... I saw her struggling getting off the plane, but I had previously lived in Atlanta because I'm not in college. Some years out of college, so kind of studied a little bit to know where I was going, what I needed to do, that I needed to be rushed. I ain't never said I was perfect, y'all. I need to change my ways. I'm growing. Anyway, I found my way to the area where I needed to be in an expedient amount of time, to where I got to the location ahead of her, and of course she's running through the doors. And she get through there, and course, she's the sweetest thing ever, the cutest thing ever, the most personable thing ever. So I thought that was kind of funny that our experiences kind of started out in the same location. We started out in the same location, ended up at the same place. So I'm curious, wouldn't it be fabulous if we're in a same training class? I promise that we're going to be besties. Anyway, the that day was really, really interesting. It was totally different. I don't know, a different mixture of people. I don't know why, but it was a different mixture of people. The first time, I was shocked because I never really been to a group interview setting. There's a bunch of people wanting to do the exact same thing. Should you motivate them? Should you give them tips? Should you give them like tricks? Should you tell them the tricks to get the job that you're wanting to do? What do you do in this situation? I don't know. But I wasn't ready, and they got it, and I didn't. So I was at number 2, and I was prepared for the group setting, and I thought I was prepared for the interview part, but I didn't get it. So this third time, prepared. I think so. Definitely had researched enough, definitely had everything ready. And then one of the things that I did different was the first couple of times I did want to go manicured from head to toe. This third time I went natural. I wore my hair natural, which means not a fro. Stop. I didn't wear a fro. I did wear my hair curly, and I got a lot of compliments. I did wear the suit, the typical black and white, black suit with the white shirt, a nice little cute little black small pump, and a little small bag. Needless to say, the first 2 times I had this big ass bag that I was lugging around because I was coming from out of state and I had a lot of crap to throw in there. This particular time I traveled light. All I had was a little small crossbody with something for my wallet and my phone and my keys, and that was it. I was a lot more prepared, for comfort. There was no distractions this time. I made sure my phone was off after some delay, because I got this new iPhone X and I couldn't figure out how to turn this freaking phone off. You know, the regular iPhones, you can just click it, the sides, and you can power it off. I could not figure out how the hell to power off this iPhone X. And I was like, I am going to be that one doing while they're talking and introducing themselves, and my phone either vibrates loudly or rings. I am not going to be the one. I'm like, if I have to take this phone and smash it to smithereens, leave it somewhere, it's assured. But if I have to take this phone, throw it across the room and say that it's hers, it's not mine. But I couldn't figure out how to turn off this phone. I was trying everything. And then I figured out I'm so distracted on trying to figure out how to turn off this phone. I'm kind of missing the introductions of the lady that came out and introduced herself and let her know that she's excited that we're all there. And she was calling names, and she's about to get to my names because she was on M's, and my last name is an M. And I'm trying to figure out how to turn off my phone. So I just play it cool. I just put it on airplane mode. We just have to roll that way. I'm like, this is the airline, but we ain't on a plane, but obviously airplane mode means it can't ring, right? I'm just going to have to cross my fingers and hope for the best. So I had to put it on airplane mode because I couldn't figure out how to turn it off or power it off or anything. So I had to wing it. So that was my on me. And I won't tell you the interesting things that led up the day before with me trying to find a cute little white shirt and some a business skirt to go with my nice Calvin Klein black jacket. because all I had was some Forever 21 skirt, because I want to wear a skirt this time. The first 2 times I wore pants. I did want to wear a skirt, and I had a red scarf, which was another difficult task to find. So I think I was a little well prepared. I did want to create the look of looking like a flight attendant, so they can visualize me wearing that that uniform for this particular airline. So I wanted to put that visual and that image in mind. So that was my goal, and I felt different. It was a different vibe for some reason. I got along so well with the girls there. So many people introduced themselves, and I wished them well. They broke us up into groups, A, B, C group, and luck would be have it, I was in group A. The first 2 times I was like group B. The time before that I was in group C, and this time I was in group A, which meant they took us upstairs, told us to pay attention to our groups. Mine said A, and they said, get ready for your interview. And I'm like, okay, so I'm just going to run to the bathroom like I did the first 2 times and touch up my lipstick, because I had been downstairs. I came early, so I've been downstairs for about an hour socializing like they tell us to do. And I came from the airport, and it was windy. It was kind of raining outside, too. So my natural look is kind of frizzy look. So I'm like, I'm just going to put myself together and just puff off the puff and curl up the curls, and to make sure red was red and not off. So I'm just going to do that before they call me. Here's this person walk right up to me. Hi, Vanessa. Whatever she said her name was. I forgot. I never even registered, because I was like, no, you're not about to do this to me, boo. You looking for somebody else, because I need to run to the bathroom right quick, and I need to like get myself put together. She's like, I am so excited to meet you. Thank you so much for being here. I'm gonna take you to the room, and we're just gonna do your interview. There's nothing to be nervous about. This is just gonna be a chance for me to get to know you. It's like a one-on-one chat. There's nothing to be worried about. It's only your future that's on the line. It's only the one thing that's stopping you from a well-paid, well-benefit job of doing the thing that you want to do. The one thing. You ain't never stalked nobody in your life, but you stalked this for 4 years. And you gave up time. You put your suit alone is almost $400 in, with your hair, your nails, your new makeup, your bag, your pantyhose, your shoes. You are $400 in this time. That's not even taking into account the first 2 times. Ain't no worried about. Ain't no stress. I followed her to the room, and we sat down, and she got to know me the less stress-free way on her end. But it was kind of the best interview I ever had, because she made it just so one-on-one friendly. There's another guy from HR there. He was off to the side in the peripheral, but in the background. He made sure he wasn't in front of me. There was a seat along the wall, and there's my seat, you know, those kind of school seats that have like the little wood, and you kind of sit your little fat butt in, and there was water there. There was a little notepad there and pencils for you to take notes. They made it very comfortable. They did. And she was an awesome interviewer. It's like you're having lunch with a friend that's judging you out of the wazoo. But it was cool. It was cool. I was very comfortable. I was stressed out, but I was very comfortable. I felt comfortable talking to her and telling her about my experiences in the STAR format. So once that was done, I did ask a question, because I had to know. I didn't want to ask the question, but I couldn't help myself. I did ask what I needed to do, something about some feedback from her, what I would need to do to be a part of the flight attendant, because it's something that's very, it interested me, because I applied 2 times, and she just let me know she couldn't answer that. and that there's somebody there that had been there multiple amount of times, more than 3. So that was normal for them. 3, that's normal. That's normal. And I didn't feel like a loser. I did felt like somebody that was determined and very interested. She didn't answer my question, but she did. She really did. And she rests my mind at ease and pretty much just told me to be me and to be my bubbly self and just to keep powering on. I was definitely something I was someone that they were looking for, obviously. So were the other people. I felt that spark, that difference between from the first 2 times. And when I went back out with my group, I did feel a little more confidence, relief that this part was over, but there's other more parts to do. There's other group things you needed to do. And because I felt that spark of confidence, the first 2 times I was not the one raising my hand, asking questions, but I felt a need to ask questions that were based on as if I was a flight attendant, like, what was training like? When you become a flight attendant, what are the schedules like? Do you get breaks? Do you get lunch? And how are you paid? How often are you paid? Are you paid by per flight? Are you automatically paid? What is a reserve flight attendant? Who determines where you go? How often you go? How do they tell you? What do this? What do that? I was asking questions. I felt that spark of determination and confidence. Not as if I got the job, not a confidence, but I just felt different this time. And I was crushed. They tell you that they're going to call you when it's at the end. Thank you so much for coming. We're going to give you a call. You're going to hear from us between 7 and 10 business days. Please keep an eye on your email, your inbox, and your spam and junk folders that will let you know. But you know that you've been all over the internet. You know this job way better than they know themselves. You know that before you leave that building, that you would have been given a CJO. You've been given a conditional job offer before you get back on a flight if you needed to fly out, or back in that car if you need to drive back to that same city. You are offered the job. Well, I was in this group. It was a small group. It was like just 7 of us. And because it was 7, and because our interview group was so big, and there was something's up with the elevators, and they had to take us out different elevators. So they took us out one way, and I was waiting. There were so many different rooms, and I was like, we're only 7, and there's like 40 people in there, and we're only 7. Maybe us 7, we got the job, and maybe they're going to take us into this room. The elevators were at the end. Each room that we passed, there were 2 with the doors open. She kind of paused, but she only paused to say hi to the person that was in there, or wave to somebody that was passing by. And I just kept waiting for her to walk us into that room. Once we walked into the rooms, it would have been so different from the first 2 times, and I knew that they would have offered me the job. I knew that I had the job. Something felt so different and so right, but no. They walked us to the elevators like they said. We got on the elevators. They escorted us out to the buses, the bus that would take us to the airport, and just told us, we're excited to see you. Keep hope alive. Watch out for that email from Delta. From the airline. Y'all didn't hear that. Watch out for that email. And but I knew if once you walk out of that building, you don't get anything, you already know. So, the bus started pulling off, and everybody got quiet. Everybody felt the same way, that disappointment, that wave of sadness, that wave of everything that you prepared for, all of the money you spent to get to this point, and it was all for naught. You didn't get the job, and it's just like that feeling of what's next. Should you continue to stalk? Should you just continue to watch for the position? Do you have it in you to do it one more time? You felt it. Everybody was feeling it. Everybody was going through the same thing. You don't really want to talk to anybody, but of course, I had somebody next to me that wanted to compare notes, to compare experiences, ask me what I was going, and I robotically answered the question. But I was like, girl, you got to leave me alone. I'm ready to just go to the airport, walk real fast so I don't lose y'all at security. By the time I get to the gate, I don't see none of y'all. But when I got through security during my fast walk, I sat at my gate, and somebody recognized me and came up to me and said that, hey, Vanessa, you didn't get it, huh? And she said that I got nosy, and I kind of like, when they were putting everybody on the bus, I kind of like stayed back a little bit, acted like I was on the phone, and she was like, I did notice two other people that were taken to different areas, and she noticed the girl come to the airport, and she did approach her and ask if she got a CJO, and the girl said yes, she did, along with the other guy. They were offered a conditional offer, that right there at this on the spot. So I had just washed my hands of it. I was like, just like the other two times, I don't know what I need to do different. Maybe I need to go back to weaves, or I don't know. Maybe the bras were not on fleek. Maybe the lashes were not on point. Maybe the lipstick was too red. Maybe I should have stuck with pink. And maybe MAC is not my line. Maybe I need to do something else. Maybe natural is not the way to go. Maybe a skirt. Maybe I should have just stuck with dresses. Pants. I don't know. But those were going through my head. And you know what? Lo and behold, 2 months later, I got a call. And actually, I got a missed call, and then I got a text from someone to say, hey, this is Jason from the airline recruiting, and I was trying to reach you. Sorry, I missed the opportunity to speak with you, but I was wondering if you can give me a call on this number as soon as possible. Soon I said recruiting, I was at work. I dropped everything. I don't know if I had breaks left. I don't know. I think I just walked out. I called this man. I'm like, hey, Jason, this is Vanessa. Yeah, I just missed your call. I'm so sorry. Yeah. And he said, hi, Vanessa. Thank you so much for calling me. I did want to let you know we did want to move you forward in the process for flight attendant. We wanted to know if you will be available to start the class on April the 16th. Oh, actually, I don't think they told me the date yet, but I think they said we're going to move you forward in the process and to look for an email from us next. And I was like, yes. And he asked me, would you accept the offer? I was like, yeah, of course I would. Thank you so much. You made my day. So, and that was the start of it. And that was the moon. That was the stars. And that was my YouTube channel beginning. I will be doing so much more. I have so much to share. Like I said, my class starts in a little over a week. I'm super excited. I am now in the shopping phase. So far, I purchased 7 or 8 pairs of black pants and 6 pairs of 6 white long sleeve collar button down shirts, different other shirts, bought new jeans that were not faded. I did get an email that let me know after the drug screen that I had to do the fingerprinting. I had to fly back to Atlanta to do the fingerprinting. And after the fingerprinting, they sent me an email to go do the drug screen. That was a few days ago. And I guess that went well. No drugs in this boo. I don't have time for that. I got my natural high. Can you tell? Anyway, they sent me the email letting me know that my class date would be April the 16th, and look for more emails. And within those emails, there was like some rules and what they expect from us. And within that, they said that what they expect during training, that the training would be about 54 days, 2 months, 8 weeks, if you want to put it that way, of training in Atlanta. It'll be a dorm life or hotel life. You'll be with a roommate. And they just sent out their expectations, and I'm looking forward to it. But I'll be shooting more videos letting you know how the process is going, how the shopping is going. If I get everything, I have a list of things to still get. Keep you guys updated. If you have any questions, just post in the comments below, and I will promise to get back at you and let you know how my journey goes. Thank you for traveling with me thus far. Look forward to talking with you guys later. Bye.